Africa's last standing absolute monarchy has been plunged into violent unrest. It came amid the largest pro-democracy protest that eSwatini has witnessed in recent years. Demonstrators are calling for reforms to a system that's been criticized for giving King Mswati III autocratic rule. Scenes of alleged police brutality in eSwatini have since been splashed across social media, and now two journalists from South Africa say that they are among the victims of the alleged crackdown. Magnificent Mdembele and Sebelihle Mboyisa of the New Frame publication say they were detained, assaulted and tortured by security forces. Well, for more on this, we're joined by New Frame's associate editor, Annika Larsen. Thank you so much for joining us, Annika. First of all, how are your journalists doing?
For the moment, they're okay. They're just processing what's happened. We've given them a couple of days to unpack it. But we will be having a full debriefing session with them, and of course, they will be going into trauma counseling. But for now, they seem to be in good spirits.
How did their ordeal start?
It actually began for Sebelihle a few days earlier. He was already in the country reporting as the protest broke out. He had been stopped at roadblocks by the security forces. He'd been searched. He had been threatened at gunpoint. Magnificent had joined him a few days after that, and they had been reporting on incidents of protesters being shot by security forces. They had tracked people down at hospitals. They had attended a funeral on the Sunday and were returning, and that's when they were stopped by the soldiers on the MR3 freeway.
What were some of the scenes that they witnessed during the protest? I mean, we can't speak to them right now, so have they managed to tell you what they saw?
It was, what they saw was, people trying to just, voice their outcry over what was happening. They saw soldiers at roadblocks stopping people, detaining people. There were long queues for people trying to get food. The scenes in the hospital were quite grave. People have been shot. People have lost limbs. People can't get access to healthcare. People can't get access to food. And most importantly, people can't communicate because the internet has been blocked.
Has there been, I mean, there are neighbours, have there been any official communications from DIRCO, our diplomatic authorities? Have they reached out at all to your journalists?
No, they have not reached out.
That's amazing, because you would think that as they're South African nationals, that they certainly would have, tried to find out how they are and what they witnessed and how they could have helped in some way. Annika, thank you very much. Please pass on our well wishes to them, and I'm so glad that you're giving them trauma counselling. Good on you. Well,